Hello, folks, and welcome back to another year of the Tiger Sports Show. I'm your host, Greg Mays. I've got my little brother, Trent Mays, in the co-host seat. Trent, are you ready for another year of Tiger sports and activities?
Oh, yeah, I've been ready. It's been exciting. Pep rally was fun Friday, minus the pep band, but uh, the faculty Tigerette dance was pretty cool. And then watching Officer
Who
O
would you
and Coach
say,
Linden.
who was the most valuable dancer of the faculty Tigerette dance?
Oh, it's got to be Mr. Yost. That guy
Oh,
brought the
yeah?
house down. Yeah, Yost, and then I would put Mrs. Ben Quarter, the
Ben
the
Cutter?
new counselor. Ben, yeah, I thought those
Yeah.
two. So, but then the game they played, that was pretty priceless. Officer O and Coach Linden making the finals, and Coach Linden was given he went 1%. He gave 1% every step he took. He went 1%
1%
higher,
more.
and then just Officer O running in full gear. I really want to ask her how much that weighs because she was running full gear
Hey,
and
that's
losing
her
a lot of
training.
stuff. Yeah.
That's her training, Trent. All right. Well, let's dig right in. We've gotten off to a little bit of an abbreviated start to the sports season. The crazy heat, you start having 105-degree days. Everybody hears a lot about wet bulb temperature. And we lost some activities, but we didn't lose our first football game. It just took 2 days to happen. What were your impressions of the Tigers, 23-13 win over brand new school, Gretna East? What were you thinking?
Obviously, we had an advantage in experience and older kids. They're only sophomores, juniors, and maybe some freshmen. I thought our seniors stepped up. I think there's about 15 in the senior class. Um, they have two running, or at least one running back, and then some offensive linemen. They moved the Clark kid to guard, 55 he's wearing now. And then a sophomore stood out.
I thought he played well.
Yeah, he looked good polling. I talked to Coach Kruger today. I really I called him an old school football player, 90s Tiger football player, where they talked to him about maybe playing. He goes, I want to play guard. I like to hit people. So and they're like, you can play guard, and he looked really well. I thought the Tiger defense did a great job, under 100 yards, and then it got weird in the third quarter because I was watching Lightning more than anything. Just waiting to see how long we were going to go. Then they come back Saturday morning. That's a tough thing. Heard Coach Shue talk in the paper that they brought the boys in Saturday morning. Then they warm up for an hour, and you play 28 minutes. But the best part of that fourth quarter on Saturday in the bright sun and the cool air was we went on a big drive to start the fourth quarter, and we just rammed it down their throat. Probably a 5-minute drive, 7-minute drive, and that was the game changer. That what made it 28-minute football game.
Yeah, that finished it. I talked to Coach Kruger as we walked up to the press box that day. And he said, we got to take this ball and just drive right down the field and score and end this game. And it's exactly what they did. So, yeah, great job. And you're right, the Tigers had an experience advantage, but that's a big school, and they'll be salty next year. They had some nice athletes. I thought Clark played a great game. I loved how he had the hands taped up. Like you said, kind of old school. We got to get him a neck roll, I think. And but he played really well.
And then we had a softie, Brody Dreer. I don't know if he's the last of the Dreer kids, but Brody Dreer wearing old dad's number 10 with the big interception at the end after Gretna East scored. We had ran the clock down, took the 5-yard penalty to punt, and then had the bad snap, and they threw a pretty much Hail Mary in my book to the end zone. But then we had to play football at the end because they were coming right down the field, and Drew picked it off about the 20 to seal the game and took some knees and went home.
Well, what's on your week 2 list? What do you want to see the Tigers do better in week 2?
Well, week 2, they're obviously playing another different animal, and you try to get better. You try to make we always said when we coach, week 2 is where you want to see your most progress. Defensively,
I mean, I think that punt team's got to look better.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's probably the area that they need to do there, and they're playing a different animal, York. They did a number on Lexington, future Tiger opponent. So they only gave up 17 yards. That was a school record for York. So, and I just think we got to be balanced on offense. We just can't. Naz had 131 yards. Cue the graphic. Maybe. There he is.
Oh, look at that.
Naz joined the 100-yard rush club so that I keep track of. That was a Tribune estimated 131. I haven't seen the official stats on the Prep Max, so Max Preps. So I haven't seen that yet. Naz ran hard, and then they used the Spino kid Carlos a little bit. They're built a little different. Carlos is more of a bowling ball. He's gonna get
and he's taking more snaps on the defensive side. They're kind of splitting that a little bit. Yeah,
but Naz has got.
He did a nice job defensively.
Yeah, Naz has got power, and he ain't afraid to run you over, and he can definitely outrun you if he has to. The Verton kid, Chance, I think I got it right. Talked to him today. He played really well at defensive end. We're playing that 2D lineman, and I would assume that's a 2 technique where we're playing heads up on the guards, and then we have the outside backers playing stand up at defensive end, and they got some pressure on their quarterback. And we've got to do more of that with York this week. We just need to be balanced on offense. We need to be able to throw the ball a little more. And York is a tough place to play. So
the other thing I'd like to see is I'd like to find a little more downfield passing. In that big drive to win it on Saturday, we hit Verton really on a pretty short pass, but up the field a little bit. We heard him a lot out to the sidelines. Heard him a lot out there, but hopefully we'll get the part down where we hit some chunks too.
Yeah, producer Tate's.
Of course, Gretna East was sitting.
What did you just say?
Gretna stayed in their 2 safeties for a long time. So,
in
a lot of ways we were taking what they were given.
But producer Tate says there's a lot of speed on the outside at wide receiver, so I think we can hit some go routes and get down. But then their offense, they're just going to pound the ball at us. That's what York does.
Yeah.
And they'll be fired
Not quite
up
as big a lineman as they've had, but pretty athletic. Not quite as big as the York linemen have been. But, it's going to be a great game over on the real grass at East Hill Park. York's been playing there for about 117 years. So that's a great park. If people are getting down to that game, it should be a lot of fun. All right. How about JV? What did JV play the other?
The real quick about the Friday, the weather comes back. It's going to be almost 99, and it'll definitely be another change. And hopefully this heat wave doesn't last long. The JVs played Seward on Monday. I heard they're still trying to figure out a JV quarterback, and they're playing and just how they're using guys and keeping some of them fresh for varsity time and stuff like that. Coach Kruger said they played pretty hard, but came up a little short. And I think we have a few more numbers. Sorry.
We'll keep an eye on them, and we'll keep an eye on the freshman football team. A lot of numbers out for freshmen. I think some of them might play a little JV this year.
Coach O's excited. They open tomorrow at North Platte, so they'll get on that bus about 12:30 and drive west.
All right. Well, Trenner, what have you thought about the softball team start? They've been out of town, and it's been a slow start because they lost some games to the heat. Then they lost some games in Lincoln to the rain. They haven't played nearly as much as they usually have at this time, but pretty successful.
Yeah, they're 4-0. They've had over 10 runs in every game. I went over to the GI Northwest game, saw that before the heat wave. It's always fun to beat the Vikes. They weren't very happy with the umpiring that night, and they played Blake ball. We did it with, I think we had 9 or 10 singles that day. We didn't hit any doubles. The Vikes were testing the fence like crazy. We just hit it hard. Blake ball to me means that we're not going to hit it far, but we're going to hit it really hard. and you better be ready to get
Get it
it.
every time. Yeah.
Then they went.
I
They
mean, we're
played.
scoring about 2 touchdowns a game.
Yeah, they have a lot of speed
Yeah.
in that. And they went and played in Beatrice with Scott and put some numbers up on them and Beatrice. And then last night they went to York and then won a wild one, 13-11. Maddie
Well,
Wenzel.
Hayden Laux was 5 for 5.
Yeah,
Hayden
Hayden was
Laux 5 for 5.
with 5 runs scored. Maddie Wenzel got the win technically, which Tate and I were arguing about that last night. Brooke Oshner came in. She is I'd call her a dirt pitcher. She was living at the bottom of the strike zone, moving her angles and stuff, and she really came in and slammed the door shut when York had put 2 really big innings and really started to get some shots on us. Grace Beck, 4 for 4 with 6 RBIs. She had a homer. She continues.
And she's
to bat.
catching, right? She's moved back to catcher.
Yep. So she had 6 ribbies and a 2-run homer to center. And they had 18 hits, 3 extra base, and 15 singles. So get on base and they run, they bunt, and they're playing a little Blake ball, and they just keep going. They got some big games coming up the next couple weeks, and hopefully next week we get them at home finally. So
yeah. Well, an exciting team to watch because, boy, a lot of new faces. Now, the team that was returning a few more people is volleyball. What do you think about the volleyball start so far? Got a couple early wins.
I was impressed with their win at York on the first day, and then they went to the State Fair Classic on Saturday and played in the event center, and they got
into new?
That. They've had that a couple years. There's some guy it's named after. We played Wallace, who was rated in D1.
The Wallace Wildcats, Trent. Wallace Wildcats. They wear blue.
Then they ran into Adams Central last night. The Bill Marshall 5 Points Bank Invitational. Then they played our friends from the West, Adams Central, last night and lost 3-1. They return a lot of girls, so I haven't really I haven't gotten to watch volleyball much. So,
well, we'll see if they can get going. Would like to gotten that one last night, but 2-1 starts pretty good. JV team beat Adams Central last night, so that's good to see. Yeah. How about tennis? Have you got a chance to look over the tennis stuff at all?
I talked.
Looks like they've got a group together.
Yeah, Coach Goose said they have more guys out from last year. Parker Ablett, some basketball players are playing, and they're very competitive. They got a win at Monday at Kearney. I think they had a double duel or something. So and Coach Goose is just
they beat Kearney Catholic.
Yeah,
they went out to McCook and got beat, but last weekend they were at the GICC Invite, finished second of 4 teams. Central Catholic won it, but we went 3-1 against Adams Central. We went 3-1 against Kearney Catholic. Ben Hafer finished second in varsity number 1 singles. Parker Ablett and Braden Power. Braden Power's new to tennis. Number 1 doubles, they finished third. And Alex Hafer and Ethan Easy Z Zimmerman, they won the bracket. So some good things going on for the tennis boys.
Yeah, producer Tate just said McCook was the Class B state champions last fall. So that's
they're
tough ride home. But Coach Goose is just excited. They have more guys out. Makes for practice a lot fun. The Heat's really played with them. I'm sort of his weather guy. He turns to me for the weather almost every day, especially last spring when I was giving him a hard time about when he could go outside. So.
Yeah. Well, Coach Goose has been working hard getting the youth kids playing. I saw all kinds of young kids out on the tennis courts this summer. He got an adult league going that Mrs. Mays played in. Her team was called the Snakes. Yeah, pretty tough. And they almost won the league. They came close. And, that's what's going on out in McCook. They got a great youth program. We run into them boys and girls, and they're just a buzzsaw because those kids have been playing so long. And I know Coach Goose is trying to build that. All right, next on my list is cross-country, Trent. I don't think cross-country's gotten a chance to run September practice yet.
No, I think the weather coach Rickert She just got married this summer to someone I went to school with. So proud of her for that. And the Heat just played what? The Heat
I
just
figured
played.
that was what was going on there.
Yeah, Shane and Sean, the Rickert twins.
Mm-hmm.
They were. I went to school with them, and but they've just had some. I think they're waiting the pep rally. The boys and girls. Kellen, one of our former second grade softball girls, well, Kel Bell, she's anchoring the girls team, and I know they're aching to get outside and run. I know they've been training hard because I've been seeing them all summer running my lunch.
Well, they head up to Albion this week. Albion for the big Boone Central invite, so we'll get some results from them. Girls golf. I really thought Tate tweeted out an old picture the other day because there's a picture of the team, and I'm like, that's Anna Cafferty. Is this the 2019 team? And then I realized, no, that's Coach Cafferty. She's taken over the program. So that's exciting from girls golf. I'll reach out to Coach Cafferty to make sure she gets us some results. I know they're a little short on numbers, had a couple of their girls transfer for different reasons, and that shortened their numbers a little bit, but we'll see how they're doing. You got anything you want to talk about before we go to the schedule?
Nope.
All right, let's look at the schedule.
Here, just real quick, I'm tracking wins on my little wall outside 116, so we're going to see how many
people
wins
should
we get
roll
there.
by and see the wins.
See if we we just got little stickers. Hopefully they stay up. So Tiger win stickers that has the sport, and we'll celebrate the band wins and any win we can get, and hopefully by the end of the year we'll fill the space that they gave me up. So
fill the wall. All right, Trent. Here's tomorrow. Which of these games are you most looking forward to?
Well, you got an EMC battle for both softball and volleyball. That we're going to get some new competition against Elkhorn North, and we know they got athletes. I'm probably more curious about softball because they're on a roll. They're rated 6 or 7 in the early polls, so we'll just see how that goes. And softball or volleyball, they have a lot of girls back. So,
yeah, I'm excited about that freshman football game with North Platte. I would love to see us put together a great freshman football run. And I always like that North Platte game to start the year. We've been playing North Platte at the beginning of the freshman football season since I was in elementary school. And so that one's always a good measure. I'm excited for that one. Let's see Friday.
The funny fact about freshman football, that was the only freshman football game I played in. I played in the 5th quarter, and I knocked a kid's helmet off. So that's my claim to fame for high school football.
Oh my goodness.
I didn't realize that.
I didn't know you were that violent. How about Friday? Which of these is a great contest for you?
You got GI Invitational for golf, our Islander friends. I'm probably leaning towards football. They're 1-0, great start to the year, and we'll see if it can continue against a tough York team who completely dismantled Lexington.
Too.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting. Then cross country.
Maybe I'd be watching cross country because it's their first meet.
Yeah, and then maybe a little cooler up north, but it's supposed to be pretty hot again for the weekend.
All right,
so
let's see Saturday here.
Norris, that's got Elkhorn in it. So, but the Lex invite's always tough, and that'll probably be streamed. So that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's always a big meet for the girls. Some good different competition there. Yeah, I'll be watching those scores. And, of course, that softball is going to be conference teams again. You know, those Eastern Midlands teams. We're going to get used to seeing them. All right. Did we go to Monday?
Oh, we got JV football on the holiday, 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Home game.
The Labor Day Bowl.
Yeah.
I might get up to watch that. There's Tuesday. Oh, softball at Lincoln Northwest. They're new to the conference, too.
Yeah.
I like to call them Lincoln Air Park, though.
Yeah. So, and then you got.
All right. Well, that's a pretty good week coming up.
Yeah. Most definitely.
All right. Well, Trent, we've got some scheduling news, too, right? We've got some scheduling news. We're going to go away from Wednesdays after today, and we're going to go to when?
Saturday morning, we hope.
When are we going to do the show? Saturday
What?
morning. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. Saturday morning, 10 a.m. People can watch us live. We're hoping to get some more athletes on because they are not at practice as much then. And we're also hoping to use the new Strive class. I talked to some of those guys about maybe doing some interviews with athletes for us that we could play during the show. So we're trying to expand the show a little bit. I'm going to keep talking to Mr. Flynn, who's running that Strive program. We won't see people this Saturday. We'll see people a week from Saturday. This Saturday, Trent's still going to be licking his wounds because the Husker game's not going to go very well on Thursday, and he's going to be disappointed.
Why?
You're kind of fired up for the Husker game, aren't you?
Oh, a little bit. I'm more fired up for volleyball that's going to happen later on the Husker field.
But, all right. So Trent's fired up for the team that's been winning more lately. That's a shock.
Oh, funny. You're funny. No, you're not. Shave your beard. You look old.
All right, Trent.
But it should be fun. So I know one of our I actually got just a shout out to Emma Langren. She sort of propelled me to get on you to want to do this. She goes, "Where's the show?" And she's been a fan of the show. We're hoping to get her on here. She's the lone senior for the Tiger softball girls. And
she's going to have to do something. I mean, she hit 3 homers in a game, but I mean, she's got to really do something to get on the show, don't you think, Trent?
No, I just like Emma. I think she'd be a good interview. So,
all right.
But it should be fun on Saturday. They do have a name. You keep calling it the Hastings Strive. They are Tiger Vision. They do have a name.
Tiger Vision.
So, yeah, it even says on
I don't
Coach
know that I like
board.
that as well.
Well,
really?
I'm the one that
all right, I'm going
out.
to think about it. I'm going to think about it.
All
right, Trent, you get the last word. What are you going to say?
Go Tigers. Get some wins.
I knew you'd remember it. Go Tigers.